You think you want to know what the end of Rome felt like. It felt like any ordinary May. The city still smelled of incense and prayer and old smoke. The Sementron hadn't stopped its beating, not once in 3 days. I had exactly 53 days left to prepare. I used every last one of them, every hour. In the end, it wasn't enough. My name is Constantine the 11th, the final emperor of Rome. There have been rulers since Augustus, since Julius, since the Republic long before them. Emperors who rebuilt this city from ash, emperors who held back every tide that came for it. 1,000 years of unbroken imperial succession. It ends with me. Not with plague, not with civil war, with a man who believed the prophet himself had foretold this, that my city was already his, that I was simply the last obstacle. I knew this. I think I always understood this. When Mehmed arrived at the walls in April, I had 7,000 men. He had 80,000. I counted his campfires at night. There were so very many fires. We stretched every available man across every section of wall. The Genoese held the central gate. My Greek soldiers defended the flanks. Then the cannon spoke. Once an hour, every strike, the ground moved. We repaired at night what the day destroyed. The Venetians had ships anchored in the harbour. Beautiful ships. Useless ships. I stood at the wall and watched them sit still in the water. None of us had anywhere left to go. You already know what came next. It came in the night. Parchment. His seal. Red wax. He offered me terms. Mehmed himself. A letter, formal, almost respectful. Surrender the city. Preserve your life. Rule as governor beneath the Sultan. I walked to the window. The city was dark. Torches on the wall, nothing else. I thought about the churches. Hagia Sophia, 9 centuries old. I thought about what his letter meant for her. I thought about my men. 7,000, stretched across every meter of wall, already holding something impossible. I burned it. I need you to understand that. I made that choice. Not in the fury of battle, not under fire. In the quiet of my study, with the letter in my hand. I read it carefully. Twice. And I placed it in the flame. 1,000 years of Rome. I couldn't become the man who surrendered all of that. Could I? I called my commanders. I told them what the letter had offered. I did not mention the ash. I asked them to hold. They said they would. Good men. On the 28th of May, I went to Hagia Sophia. I knelt. I said goodbye to things that cannot hear it. The next morning, I took my sword and went to the wall. They came before dawn. They always come before dawn. They never found my body. I have wondered what that means. I still wonder. The cannon came first. Mehmed had a Hungarian engineer, Urban, a man who had first offered his services to me. I couldn't afford him. Mehmed could. Urban built him 8 meters of bronze, 600 kilograms of stone, per shot. Every shot found wall. When it fired, the walls trembled. The ground itself shook. The people within the city fell to their knees, believing it was the voice of God. It was not God. No one moved. It was the future. May 28th. My generals told me the final assault was coming. I knew it too. You can feel it, the way the enemy camp goes quiet in the afternoon. No drums. The way men sharpen blades they've already sharpened 3 times. We all did. I held a final service at Hagia Sophia. I cannot explain why. Everyone came. Greek, Genoese, Venetian, Catholic, Orthodox, all of them, together, for the first time. I remember the candles, so many candles. The whole interior seemed to breathe with it. Men who had argued about the nature of God for 20 years knelt beside each other and said nothing. I watched them. That is the only miracle I can report. I walked out into the dark. It was still. I left before it was over. I did not look back. I rode the walls. Every gate, every breach. The drums stopped around midnight. The assault began at 1:30 in the morning. All of them, at once. First wave, irregulars, volunteers, conscripts, men who were meant to exhaust us. They were. We held. I have no idea how. Second wave, Anatolians, harder, better. Trained men, quiet. They knew where the wall was cracked. We held, barely. 3 men on my left went down. I didn't look. Third wave, no screaming. Janissaries. The Janissaries don't break. Taken as children, raised for this. 10,000 of them. There is a gate, small, in the Blachernai section of the wall, the Kerkoporta. It was supposed to be locked. It was not locked. Whether it was accident or treachery, I cannot tell you. History debates it still. What I can tell you is what I heard. A shout from the wrong direction, from inside. And then, everything changed. I was on the wall when they came through. I came down. I found my last officers, a handful of men, the last men of the Roman Empire. Men whose names I will not speak here, because they deserved better than this ending. I took off the purple. The imperial insignia, the gold, the eagle. I pulled it off. And I dropped it in the mud. 11 years I wore it. 11 years of councils, dispatches, names on lists. I didn't want to be taken. I didn't want a ransom. I didn't want to be the emperor they paraded through Constantinople while the city burned. The city was the crown. Without it, there was nothing left to parade. I wanted to be just another soldier. No title, no gold, just a man with iron on his back. I think that was the last honest thing I did. To become no one. We charged the breach. Into the janissaries, into the gate. There was nowhere else to go. I remember the sound more than anything. Not the cannon. Stone. Moving. The sound of a city that has given up. Something worse than silence. The sound of people who have decided to stop. The Semantron. Stopped. Cannon stopped. The fighting, it just absorbed into the streets, and I was in it, walking, past the shields they had left behind, just without purpose. And then, I wasn't anything. Constantinople, May 29th. Mehmed entered the city at noon. He rode to Hagia Sophia, the greatest church in Christendom. He dismounted. He bent down and picked up a handful of dust from the floor. And he poured it over his head. An act of humility before God. I found that beautiful. Later, when I thought about it, he renamed it. The city became Istanbul. 1100 years. He called himself Kaiseri Rum, Caesar of Rome. He wanted to be what I was, and he became it. They found a body out in the open. Purple boots, imperial eagles on the greaves. They said it was me. One hand still open. The gate was already open. The head had been removed, taken to Mehmed as proof. He had it displayed. then buried with honours. He said I deserved that much. Maybe it was me. Maybe it wasn't. No one has ever been certain.
His name was Constantine XI, the last emperor in an unbroken line that held this city for 1,000 years. He walked into the breach, in the cold grey light before dawn, with nothing beyond it but open sky. And the breach swallowed him. No body was ever recovered. 1,000 years of Rome ended not with a speech, not with a treaty, but with a man in the dark, without his crown, without a single witness who lived to swear where he fell, asking God for one more wall to hold. God was busy elsewhere. You've been watching. Tell me, would you have surrendered? He already knew. That is why he walked into the breach.